is here. The champ is here.
I have arrived.
The champ is here.
Holla.
The champ is here.
Listen,
The champ
I'ma
is
kill him
here.
with the first verse, and I'ma
champ
bury
is
him with the
here.
second.
The champ is here.
Watch.
Good afternoon, fight fans. George Hansen of Pope with Pugilism. I have a great one for you today. I'm here with Zakhai McCleary, 13 years old, the 2025 Silver Glove champion, coached by my man, my good friend, Eugene Bino Peace. How you doing, Zakhai?
I'm good.
Man, talk to me about your journey, man. How you started boxing and why?
I started boxing because my friend used to let me box in his basement, and I just got hooked on ever since then.
So you were a basement brawler who got hooked on boxing in the basement?
Yeah, I just kind of found it interesting. I kind of found it fun, and I just liked it punching.
Okay. And how did you meet my good friend Bino, Eugene Peace, a.k.a. Bino? Because when I first saw you, you came to Marion Anderson boxing gym with him.
That's because my mom knew him a few years back, so when I decided to get into boxing, she knew that he was the right person.
Okay. And how's the chemistry between you guys?
It's great. Ever since I started boxing, he was chill. He knew that not everybody is the same, and he knew not every style or not every coach should have the same way of teaching.
Okay. And you've been boxing for about a year and a half now?
Yes.
Now, all the coaches in here, we notice one thing about you, man. You come in here, you put your equipment on, you don't say much, you just go to work. Where do you get that from?
I just try to be consistent as possible, because with consistency comes success, and I know as long as I'm consistent, I can reach what I want to.
Okay, and I've noticed, man, you have this, how can I put it? You have this old spirit and your style, how you move, man. When I first saw you moving around, I was like, my God, that's baby Jack Johnson, man. Where do you get that from?
I always used to hang around my grandparents and all that, so I just was just old. Everybody say I had an old spirit.
So you were raised by your grandparents. You hung around grandparents.
A lot.
Yeah. I see your number one fan in here every day, your mom.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
My mom, she been helping me through equipment. Also, Eugene been helping me through equipment, and everybody try to pitch in as much as they can. But my mom was always there. She even put me into the sport.
Yeah. I see mom in here, man, and I got to give you a lot of credit. You guys went out to the Silver Glove, and I remember saying, you know, you're not going out there to participate. You're going out there to bring the championship home, and voila, you brought the championship back home. How was it being out in the Silver Gloves, out of your comfort zone for a week?
I didn't want to disappoint at all, at all. Like, I remember back in October of 2024, I was asking Gene, when am I going to get my belt, when I was going to fight for a belt. And then when that moment came, I knew that this was my one shot, so I had to make it. I had to make it.
And I remember saying to you, you win your championship, you're going to get your interview. And here we are, man. It's really great. You went out there for your first time in a national tournament. You went out there and you won it. So what are the plans for the future?
Future is the Olympics, or at least another big fight. Like, I'm trying to go a few more golden gloves or silver gloves before I can get to Olympics. I know Olympics is where the top level is at. Okay.
You're only 13 years old, so you have time on your hand. Yep. Let me ask this question now. My favorite question. Who's your favorite fighter?
Tommy the Hitman Hearns.
Now, you know that's my favorite fighter. You know, when I first saw Tommy Hearns, I thought to myself, who's that guy in the Kronk impersonating the Hitman? And that was Tommy Hearns. What do you like about Tommy Hearns?
I like how Tommy Hearns can just keep that jab, just always using it to set up the right hand. Because as soon as he get that jab flowing, that right hand going to come right after.
Beautiful right here. So if the Hitman is watching, you have two guys right here. you are our favorite fighter, Tommy the Hitman Hearns. Now, some of the styles you copy, I notice other people, man. I see your great jab. You got a really nice uppercut. And somehow I think you owe Joe Frazier some royalty money because that left hook lands a lot. How did you develop that left hook?
Through consistent work on the bag. Sometimes I just kept using my left hand.
Okay.
If I had to work on a jab, just jabs, left hooks, all that.
Mm-hmm. And how, besides boxing, I ask you, do you play any other sport?
I ain't really play no other sports at all.
It's just boxing?
Yeah.
It's just boxing?
Yeah.
Now, looking at the landscape here, name one fighter, man, and this is one of my favorite questions, a fighter who's deceased, that you would love to talk to, and what would you ask that fighter?
George Foreman.
Man, big George Foreman. You'd like to have a conversation with him. Mm-hmm. If you could bring him back, what would you like to ask the great George Foreman?
How you get so successful?
How he got so successful? You know he was an Olympian too. Well, I think Big George got so successful, like you said, dedication. Probably the strongest boxer ever on the planet. Yep. And plus a great entrepreneur. Okay, George Foreman. Rest in peace to the great George Foreman. Truly a great individual, man. Now we see you sparring. When's your next upcoming fight?
I'm hoping somewhere in June.
In June?
Probably right after my birthday or right before.
When's your birthday?
June 16th.
Man, well, happy birthday, June. And you will reach the ripe old age of 14? Mm. Boy, time flies, man. Now, we're about to wrap up here. This is a question I ask everyone. What would you say to all the young people who have a dream? Because I've been watching you. You came in here working with Coach Bino. You worked hard. You weren't distracted. You followed instruction. You were respectful. And voila, in less than a year and a half, you are the Silver Glove champ. So what would you say to all the young people out there who will be watching this, who have a dream?
You always got to hang around the right people. Some people give up their dreams by being on the street too much, and that's how some fighters or athletes die, or they don't achieve their dream because they always trying to be in the streets. So hang around the right people and don't be in the streets a lot at all.
And before we wrap up, what would you like to say on record to your number one fan, your mom? Gotta give a shout out to Mom.
I love you for putting me in the sport. I ain't never think I was gonna like it at first, but since I've been hanging around Gene, he told me that boxing really just everything for me.
Okay, there you have it, folks. Zakhai McCleary, 2025, 125-pound Silver Gloves champion. The young man's style is impetuous. His defense is impregnable. He's Tommy the Hitman Hearn, George Foreman, and Marvin Hagler, all rolled into one. Get this young man on your radar. Thank you very much. Thank you, my brother. Continue to watch Boxing 396.
Oh, no, 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 no. Baby, tell me where you gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can praise God in the moonlight. Baby, if you with me, better do right. And I've been gone too long. And I'm hoping that you sing my songs. I've been on this road for way too long. I've been hoping that we all get along. These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I love you, you called me a liar. Give God the thanks and praises. I've been on my own.